tried to be myself, but myself was never something people liked. Too uptight, too annoying, too unreasonable, too strict. Is it so bad I just care about my passion, the cyclist? Why can't I just be normal? I've tried and I've tried to change, but it's never good enough for anyone. Constantly in a downward spiral, wishing I could actually keep my friends. Why does no one ever care how I feel? Does that define me as a person? You think I'm just exaggerating? You think I'm just a random girl behind a screen? No, I'm a person with feelings, and I feel emotion just like any other human. Maybe you're the one who isn't human, asking me to change who I am. Why can't I just be normal? I've tried and I've tried to change, but it's never good enough for anyone. Constantly in a downward spiral, wishing I could actually keep friends. Why does no one ever care how I feel? Does that define me as a person? People don't realize how much their words hurt, how much they hurt. I'm a fragile individual who has severe trust issues because of everyone that's ever hurt me. Do you really want to be that next person to break me down again? Why can't I just be normal? I've tried and I've tried to change, but it's never good enough for anyone. Constantly in a downward spiral, wishing I could actually keep friends. Why does no one ever care how I feel? Does that define me as a person? Every time I try to think it was for the best, but still the hurt consumes me. Still, the fact is though, you're always missing out more than I do. Yeah, I lost a friend, but I didn't lose a cyclist. You did. You lost my whole community. You lost everything that's fun. And if I think like that, maybe, just maybe, I can heal. Why can't I just be normal? I've tried and I've tried to change, but it's never good enough for anyone. Constantly in a downward spiral, wishing I could actually keep friends. Why does no one ever care how I feel? Does that define me as a person? Respect everyone's opinions, that's what people say, but really, does anyone? Because no one respected mine. Just because I have different opinions doesn't make me less valid as a person. Why can't I just be normal? I've tried and I've tried to change, but it's never good enough for anyone. Constantly in a downward spiral, wishing I could actually keep friends. Why does no one ever care how I feel? Does that define me as a person? Maybe it wasn't obvious, maybe people couldn't see, but my characters, they're all based upon me, upon my life and everything I've been through, so thank you to everyone who hurt me, so that I was able to make a successful story out of it. Why can't I just be normal? I've tried and I've tried to change, but it's never good enough for anyone. Constantly in a downward spiral, wishing I could actually keep my friends. Why does no one ever care how I feel? Does that define me as a person? Diagnosed anxiety is not something that you could go away. Did you ever think that I couldn't help the stuff I did? Because I can't. I can't help my emotions. I can't help how I feel. And I can't help it if you decide to take your own sad lives out on me. Because that's what it is, really. People who hurt others have been hurt before. So I'm sorry you've been through that, but that does not give you the right to tear into me. Plus, you're obviously jealous of my show. Why can't I just be normal? I've tried and I've tried to change, but it's never good enough for anyone. Constantly in a downward spiral, wishing I could actually keep my friends. Why does no one ever care how I feel? Does that define me as a person? It's impossible to suddenly hate a show because you suddenly developed a hatred towards the creator. That's why I don't actually believe the reviews, and maybe there's some things I agree with, and I've changed those things. Well, like how everything season 5 onwards is only 12 episodes, but everything else I don't agree with because I like my show, and that's enough for me. I'm doing well at university, I will be a professional writer, and no one can stop me. So yeah, I just wrote this song. Well, not just now, I wrote it the other day. But yeah, oh gosh, I'm actually crying now. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if anyone who hurt me will ever listen to this, but if you do, maybe see it from my point of view sometimes. Like, I feel like everyone only just cares about themselves. But I try to think like, well, I know I lost a friend, but they're the one actually missing out more than me, because the cyclist, or whatever we're talking about, shattered reality, broken, whatever. Broken's cancelled. Anyway, not cancelled, finished. Anyway, trapped is what I meant to say. But whatever we're talking about, all I can say is, whether you're in it or not, the show will still go on. Like, so, although I've lost a friend, they're actually losing more than me, because, well, yeah, these people say they hate the cyclist, but you don't just suddenly hate a show. Like, I used a crazy example the other day, which I don't think I can say on YouTube, but you can hate a person without hating the thing. There's some actors that aren't nice people in real life that I've heard about, and it doesn't mean you don't like their shows. So, yeah. You can't just suddenly hate something, and so these people might claim they hate like this, but I don't actually believe them, because I feel like they're just doing it to upset me. And now I just wanted to share my side of the story, how I feel and how people can make me feel, but how people just don't really get how words seem to hurt that much. Like, I don't agree with the phrase sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you, because words do hurt, and that's just a fact. Like, as much as you try to hide it, words will hurt. And there's a good song about this. There's a song called Mean Girls by Lilliana Crawford, and it's about how it's about like mean girls obviously and being bullied, and how words will hurt and it can really suck, but you've just got to go through it. So I've moved on from all this, but I still wanted to share something so that maybe people understand how I really felt sometimes, because it's not like I can help it, and every little thing I do seems wrong, and I can never seem to do anything right for anyone, and I'm constantly worrying I'll lose friends because people don't like who I am. I can't change who I am. I'm not going to change who I am because you don't like it. I'm just not, okay? I know that sounds threatening, but like, who I am is like, I don't let my autism or my anxiety define me, but at least the autism is part of me, and I can't get rid of that. So I will do things that maybe seem unconventional, but I can't help it. I care so much. I'm so fixated about my series, probably because I have autism, and that just affects how I am. And it affects how I am with my deadlines. Like, not all my fallouts have been over deadlines, but some of them have. And it's like, I can't help how I am with it because of... it's just how my brain works. I have to have that sort of deadline, else it just won't happen. I like it to be weekly, and that's just how I like it. And if that's a problem to you, then that's not my fault. Because, like, if you realise it was too much for you, you just drop out with notice, and then all's good. I had an actor yesterday in Trapped who decided to call me rude and tell me to stop treating them like a child. Firstly, I think my reaction was because of my autism and anxiety, but also the person had not done a script for 8 months. It was a Trap script, and I'd given a deadline ages ago. Never done it, and it'd been 8 months, so I really didn't think there was an excuse there, and I removed their role, and there was nothing I could do, and they just got really angry at me and called me a rude person. So yeah, there's situations like that which definitely aren't my fault, but there's also situations where people have to realise that I'm not the only one at fault. Like, I might be at fault in some capacity, but everyone has to take responsibility for themselves as well. Like, most of the situations I've been in, people will always blame me 100%, and I'm just thinking, yeah, I might blame myself for some things, but not everything was my fault. You've got to consider both parties. Like, other people don't really care, and they will just pin the blame on someone else. But oh, my screen said come on. Haven't these people thought that maybe, like, there's some fault in them too, but I guess people can't really see when they're at fault because they're delusional. But, like, you can't just blame everyone else for your mistakes. And, like, I've tried to fix things so many times, but it just never works. Like, if someone decides not to be friends with me, the best thing to do is probably let them go. Because I thought I trusted someone, and I'm not going to name names on YouTube. They know who they are if they're listening to this. But 8 months ago, they left twice, and I decided to trust them again because I'm an idiot. And this whole time they've been lying to me, and that's what's got me upset about that situation, because they left a review 8 months ago and I had no idea about it, and I am pretty crushed about that. But anyway, if they really love the cyclists and the inside jokes, so really they're just missing out a lot more than I am, because they've missing out on all these, the cod, the chicken, the April Fool's special script I just shared. Like, they're missing out on a lot more than me. And also they loved the lemon emojis in my server as well. Like, so many things that they've lost just because they don't like me. And I thought they did like me for 8 months, but it turns out they didn't, and I feel like an idiot. And there's also been other situations, like people who have just been really bad cast members, or people who have decided not to be friends with anymore because they don't like the fact that I'm always self-deprecating. And that's not something I can just get over. That's not something I can help. And sometimes being like that actually makes me feel better. I know it sounds weird, but that's just one way I cope with myself sometimes. Like, when this particular situation happened, I just had a fallout with a friend and I was feeling pretty rotten about it. And I had a week of a lot of self-deprecation, and someone got annoyed at me about it, left the server, quit all my series, and then said on her profile the cyclist sucked. So yeah, there's some various things. And then someone said, I did actually talk about this specific situation on YouTube like 8 months ago, about the cyclist sucked one, and someone said, oh, what, my video was one-sided. I literally left screen print proof of everything that happened. How is that one-sided? I wasn't completely blaming the other person either, but I can't help how I feel about stuff, and people can be really cruel sometimes, which is why I made a song, because then maybe people will actually see how I feel sometimes. Like, it might sound selfish, but I would like people to consider my feelings sometimes, not just their own, and consider how it feels to be me, because trust me, no one wants to be me. I remember when people on Scratch would literally look up to me and say they really wanted to be me and were jealous of me. No, you're not jealous of me, not after everything that's happened in the past 2 years. So yeah, this is my story, I guess.